Good afternoon, cyber traders, and welcome on back here this Tuesday, Post Traders Talk edition, as is every Tuesday, this February 2nd, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A lot of twos right there. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin. Make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. I want to get right to it for a couple reasons. Number one, most importantly, we have class coming up. We have phase 3 stock course lined up this afternoon for all of us inside the trading room. That is, I should say, really any of our gold, platinum, diamond, C2 students enrolled in that course. So great to see Gene, Debbie, Mark, Leda, David, Stefan, Kathleen, and anybody else that just joined on in. I going from bottom to top here. So great to see Norman and Wilson and Skip as well. Perfect. So, with that in mind, I want to jump right to it. Secondly, actually, before I started this meeting, I forgot that I was cutting close on time. I forgot to refill up my water bottle. So I don't want to get too tripped up over my own words, over my own mouth. So let's go right into it. We have the SAVA trade, man. I mean, obviously, I have to start with this, right? Top percent gainer right now, up over 188%. We have class coming up, but this one, at least I'll jump into Benzinga Pro and take a quick look to see what's going on here. I know Rich posted the news on this earlier. It's a mouthful. So long story short, they announced results of interim analysis regarding one of their drugs, a lead drug candidate for the treatment of Alzheimer's. All right, there we go. So more or less, that's the headline that came out as to why this stock ended up squeezing up as much as it did. We're pretty familiar with the SAVA trade, but not as a $70 stock, as a $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 stock across the last month. It's been squeezing up very nicely. I think it is of high short interest. So that news that came out this morning, man, that thing did damage to the shorts. So ended up making this huge breakout at the market open. You could see more so heading into the late morning, early afternoon, shortly after 12 p.m. Eastern. I'm not going to put this on our main list. It's a little out of our price range normally. Big spread, thin order book, all the reasons that you wouldn't want to put a stock like this on our list. Just very interesting to see this type of news, this type of run up. I don't know if it's all-time highs. I'll probably just keep it on our radar for the remainder of the week just to see if the order books, fills in a bit more. Probably have to go a ways back here, and I don't know if these are like reverse splits factored in or what. Got to go back to 2011 here. 65. Nope. 67.90 looks like. That cleared that certainly today. And just pretty interesting to see. 75 topped off at here back from 2007. Jeez. Well, it's technically not an all-time high. You could see dating back to 2007. This hit like 75.25. Obviously pretty close. Made a run up to there. All right. Well, pretty cool to see. Probably keep it on our radar for the remainder of the week just to check in with it. But not really a good day trade right now at this point. I'll tell you, as far as the day trade, this OCGN crushed it, really. I mean, like going into the market open, the stock exploded, broke out as soon as the market opened up. Unfortunately, this got halted off the tops, but you don't know when this is going to or you don't know where this will reopen up to. Is it going to reopen up and pop up again and fall? Is it going to just tank? So this ended up opening up a lot lower from where it got halted from and dropped off pretty sharply from there. The wheels fell off really quick on this trade. Ended up making a little cute bounce here heading into the afternoon, but for a stock that trades like almost too much liquidity, I wasn't as interested in this as an afternoon trade. All right, we keep the train moving here. ANVS, same thing as like the SAVA. I mean, this is much cheaper, but same rules apply in terms of the spread, the liquidity on the book. This is HOL. I don't know if this is in affiliation with HOLUW. I don't know if this is the warrants to... Yeah, it might be. This is pushing up pretty nicely for right now. It's like still kind of near its high of the day off 16. A little spaced out order book, but as of now, I'll put this on our main list. It's more of a level 3 to level 4 stock in terms of like volatility. All right, I have like maybe 2 sips of water left. I'm going to use it sparingly right now. We got the Lizzie trade. This broke out beautifully, in the morning. It took a little bit, it coiled up, and then broke out right over 450, 475 high of the day at the time and took off. Right now, pretty flat. I skipped over the AEZS trade. It's kind of perking up to $1 here. I'm going to pass. This looked pretty good, albeit it just had a pretty quick shake back down from its high of the day off 315. That's the VTVT. We are pretty familiar with this trade as a stock coming off of news. Like, unfortunately, it was a pump and dump back in November time, you could see, or December time, that is. But it served us really well over the years. I remember back in like 2018, when I was like getting going on my live account, I was trading back from 15, but to trade 1,000 shares, one of my best trades was it 18 or was even, yeah, I think it may have been here. Ended up providing us a great trade back-to-back days, essentially, in October of 2018. But nonetheless, we're familiar with the stock. It has good spread, good liquidity, so easily I'll just put this on our main list for right now. Hopefully it makes a higher low, pops back up to break over 3 again, perhaps, and hold from there and run. All right, the ARIC trade. We went over this in Traders Talk earlier today, so we're not really going to dig much further into it. For anyone on social media, feel free to join us live Monday to Friday, but well, every Tuesday, that being today, Traders Talk. We covered really the X's and O's on this stock. You can see my chart is still kind of lined up. TTI, unfortunately, it's like a small pump and dump, so to say. It was a great move off 180. I made decent change off 180. I got in at 183, scaling out off 195, 198. I didn't run it up towards 2 and above here, but continued later on heading into the afternoon, and well, now at this point, just pretty flat. All right, well, I'll tell you what's not flat. This VXRT, that's for sure. I saw some comments in the chat board from Jeff B saying VXRT at 20. So I was pretty excited to jump to this. I knew I was going to put this on our watch list. Yeah, so pushing out over 20 right now. A lot of volume got filled right off the breakout. So let's just kind of go back on the volume bars and then perhaps on the tape too, if we can. 1950, and then from there, really the big one off 20. Good. Okay, cool. Yeah, look at all the prints at 20 here, and this might not even be the entire batch of volume filled off 20. Look at the time and sales. So yeah, this thing's making a hell of a move right now. Of course, we're going to put this on our list, right? Now, hopefully the same to be said with INO. I don't think it will be the same with Sorrento, SRNE. Let's take a quick look. Man, that's a monster move on VXRT. Yeah, INO is like a dead duck right now. This thing's not doing anything here. It's off 15. Hopefully, you can make a nice squeeze up, off 15, but it's going to be tough to sell me on this when VXRT is like running rampant. And you could say the same with Sorrento. This thing's not going anywhere right now. So you can't focus on them all if one's moving and the others aren't. You don't want to try and hope and like jump into that when it's doing nothing and the other one's moving up like 50 cents every like couple minutes. MBRX, pump and dump again, same thing. Broke out after the open, took a little bit to get going and pop, but then afterwards dumped off. All right, let's just kind of skim through, see what else we got. The pot stocks made a nice run earlier. I do have ACB up on my level 4 right below my main screen here. So ACB seems to be making a sharper move up heading into the day right now compared to Tilray. I say that like right now. I mean, from earlier today, Tilray, I believe like this afternoon, that made a sharper run up, I think. But right now, ACB seems stronger, at the highs right now, whereas Tilray is still kind of like in consolidation. MJ pot sector ETF pushing up beautifully right now. So yeah, definitely ACB. I'm going to put on our main list. Looking good. Tilray, I am going to sneak on our list for right now, just given its volatility, like provides great opportunity if you can catch it at the right time. I like ACB a bit more right now, though. Check out Hexo, AFA, all these other pot stocks moving up. Hexo's at the highs right now. AFA's at the highs right now. I can just see. All right, I might just put the pot stocks collectively on our list and just kind of group them all together. Just make it easier, I think. Cool. If there's anything else, folks, that's up big, let me know. I'm going to jump over to the losers list here in a moment. Skimming through one more time myself on the gainers end here. Nothing else I really see as like a familiar name. All right, we'll hop over to the losers list. Whew, down 57%. And maybe that is not as low as it's been. Yeah, this dipped all the way down below 80. Holy jeez, man, that's crazy. So, just check in for like fun at this point just to see where they're at. I certainly hope. I don't think this is the case because nobody messaged me frantically panicking, but I don't think anybody in our trading room held on to this GameStop or this AMC. That would be crazy to do that. Unfortunately, I have a couple crazy friends that are not educated in the stock market. They're friends of mine, and non-students. No, don't worry about anyone here, but like close personal friends of mine, and they messaged me last night after the market was closed, mind you, like after 8 o'clock, even after the post market. And they said, yeah, I don't know if I told you, I'm in from 1539 on AMC, that is, not GameStop. I'm like, well, that's not good. I just looking at this trend here, I think it's going to drop down to like $9 maybe going into today. Yeah, 9 is a bit of an understatement. Holy smokes. This thing got crushed after the open. I mean, it broke below 9 instantly, dropped all the way down to an eventual low of like 6, and then popped. Don't get me wrong. Could AMC be a good day trade if you can catch off a good support? Absolutely, it can. I was thinking about that going into the morning here today, but I ultimately just went with those that were like looking better. But man, this thing just took a nosedive. Geez, if anyone's in this trade as a student, you need to let us know. And I say that out of concern. We don't bite, please, but we're here to help. So if I just say that really for anyone that may be in these trades that didn't really say anything just yet, out of fear of embarrassment, and it's easy to be embarrassed by holding on to a trade like this at this stage. So you got to let us know, folks. We're here to help. All right. Unfortunately, I tried helping my friends. It didn't really, they didn't really listen to me. IMVT. We keep it moving. Whoa, talk about a nice squeeze up here for right now. It doesn't seem like it on the 1-minute chart, but if you look on the 5-minute, really nice pop heading into the late morning off this 50 level, 50-50, this VRNT. I probably wouldn't trade it unless it was off that breakout because it has a very thin order book, pretty pricey, but nice move though, given it's down so much. So that's the type of squeeze up that you'd hope to see for a stock that was down like 40%, 35 or so percent. A lot of these silver mining stocks, etc., still down big, pretty much making the same move as like GameStop and AMC. We had Harley Davidson earnings. I know Andrea was killing it on the short earlier today. I think he probably got some on the bounce here too. I'll probably keep this in mind for the remainder of the week. Good sideless stock, Harley Davidson. That is. See, I'm tripping up my words right now. You see that? All right, got like one more sip of water left. All right, folks, you let me know if there's anything else that looks good, up, down, left, right, more than like 10% here. I mean, there's so much that's up or down. So, if there's anything that's moving, I would assume it's something that's up or down a decent amount already. So let me know if there's anything that looks good. GRWG going from top to bottom here, says Jeff. Good pot stock, so I forgot about that. Yeah, good call. A little pricey at this point now, but, I would have to include this, right? So that's a good reminder. I forgot about this one. Good pot stock to watch. You would think at the same time, was it Sundial, SNDL? But not this one, really. This one's not moving too well. SLV, not too bad, says Bonnie. In terms of a trend, yeah, it's down like, 6.5%, 7%. So is it possible to see these, the silver sector, we'll say, like ETF here and all the silver stocks that go with it move up? Perhaps. I mean, definitely good side list material at the least. I'm not as like jumpy to put them on our main list just yet, but good side list. ALT, this one's sneaking under the radar rather. It's only up 4.5%, but that's because it broke down right away, then pushed back up. This thing looks really strong, and I will say this is another vaccine stock, another corona vaccine stock with VXRT making this pop. If we're kind of like comparing apples to oranges to etc. This INO, it's not cutting it. This ALT, that's a different story. So I do like this call. It's not up that 10%, like I said, but I think it'll make do. I like this. This has been a big runner in the past. So if it keeps at this pace with this at the highs right now, look at the daily chart. It speaks for itself. SLS going anywhere? Lita's asking if it's going up. Just be careful on it. I could imagine this being the type of low float pump and dump type play. I also say that just looking at the daily chart, it's easy for me to kind of make that judgment looking at this move up from 4 all the way to 20, then back down underneath here afterwards and dropped off. So hopefully this is the beginning of a really nice move. Just watch the volume bars on your chart. If they end up kind of dying off quick, I would be careful. All right. So for now, I'll kind of put this on our list later. Good call. SLS. All right, let me just check in with those folks on YouTube and Facebook Live right now. Let's just check in first. Mitch, there we go, asking about the SLS trade on YouTube. I'm sorry, I was looking at the trading room there first, so I'll give you partial credit. RJF says 20 cents on the SRNE trade. He just made, I think he may have more room left. RGF, I thought that yesterday. I was stuck watching paint dry, so unfortunately, I'm not going to bite on that for a second straight day. It was unfortunate because I like that Sorrento trade, SRNA. VT building that higher low still. So, hopeful that this makes the move back up over 3, breaks out higher heading into the afternoon. And then from David here, he says MRC is testing the high of the day. It is. That's true. This is like watching paint dry, though, for right now. You're hopeful to see this pop. And if it pops, I mean, again, you would expect to see a decent move if it does. It's lacking in volume being traded per minute. It's trading like 2,000 shares per minute, which really isn't a whole lot compared to the morning and really at all compared to any stock. So it looks good on the chart, and I appreciate you making this call out because, again, on the chart, it looks like decent. But if there's no volume, no momentum to go with it, then I'm going to pass. This NTN just broke a new high of the day. This popped up on my Benzinga radar. Again, I'd say the same with this as I told later with the SLS. Got to be careful. The liquidity on the book is pretty thin. It looks like it's made some big runs up over the last few days, really. But look at this on the daily chart. I remember this ticker back from last year, and this is the reason why. So you got to be careful on this trade exactly for the same reason as I said before with like SLS. But I like this NTN just given this pop here heading into the afternoon. Maybe it'll pull back and hold support off of like 630-ish, 625. All right, the sound in my water bottle right now, it's empty. I think I finished up right on time. All right, folks, so I think in total we have 6 different stocks. And then on top of the 6, I'm just going to list the pot stocks all together. So really, it's probably like a list of like 10 or 11 stocks in total. All right. Norman says bingo just popped out of nowhere. Here's the issue on this because I did well this morning. I had like 1 or 2 hair pulling moments, but did well. But then bingo took my money away. Not all of it, of course, but, just these like few little false breakouts over 12, it really teased me. I was expecting a big move, Norman. I like the volume that comes in off this 12 here, so I'm very hopeful. And if you're in off 12, you're looking pretty good to begin. Again, it's one of those like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, right? We talked about that yesterday in this meeting. So I'm going to pass on putting this on the main list. I hope that this does make the move that I was hoping for it to make earlier. All right. At the bell here at the horn, Andrea and then Wilson talking about the CCIV. I was about to wrap it up right now, but Andrea says CCIV, Jesus, yeah, going for a new high of the day indeed. When you said new high of the day, Andrea, I haven't checked in with the stock in a little bit, so I haven't seen this since like 29. I thought it was like gonna pop from 29. I'm $5 too late from there. Jeez, wow. Well, the stock's definitely breaking all-time highs right now, so. Yeah, great call right now. I'm surprised this didn't pop up on my Benzinga as we were doing this meeting. So, yeah, right at the horn, rightfully so, the CCIV. All right, folks. So for all of us here inside the trading room, give me a quick moment. I know that Rich is going to jump on the mic himself right around 3 o'clock. I'll be back on shortly after 3:30. For all of us on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the little bell button on YouTube right there as well, that being youtube.com/cybertradingu. And then, as I said from the top, just feel more than free to join us here Monday to Friday, weekdays live inside our Cyber Group trading room. All right, folks, I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.